Another day, another dominant performance by the Bengals defense. Hi again, everyone. I'm James Rapien with allbengals.com and Cincinnati Bengals Talk. And here is sort of a former Bengal. I mean, he's wearing a Bengals t-shirt. He's just tall enough to be a Bengal. Former NFL and Bearcats quarterback Tony Pike here. All right, let's get to the crazy couple of days. I mean, it's been rough for this Bengals offense. It's been rough for Joe Burrow. Where do you start? Where do you put this after the past couple of days, which has been a lot of struggling and not a lot of success in 7-on-7 and 11-on-11?
Very easy to pile on to the starting quarterback when this happens, but when you really break it down today, watch the one-on-ones. There wasn't separation from this receiving core. There were catches made, but it was good passes and good contested catches. Move on to 7-and-7. Joe Burrow held the ball for 3 or 4 seconds in the pocket. No one came open, and 2 passes in a row get batted down to Tyler Boyd. The next pass, double coverage to Jamar Chase. There's zero separation right now from the receiving core. Compound that with the party in the backfield that the defensive line had against the offensive line today, and all of a sudden it's, okay, I can understand why someone is struggling, but when you look at Joe Burrow, it's not a practice, right? 3 out of the last 4, in my opinion, have been struggles. Outside of Family Day at Paul Brown Stadium, he's been inaccurate. He's held the ball. He's looked rushed on the run. He doesn't look comfortable. And there's just those times where it's almost like he's not trusting the leg yet. And I just mentally think, he's gone through 8 months of rehab now, vigorous rehab. He wants nothing more to come out here and play well, and he's not right now. And I just think from a mental standpoint, that's hard for someone who wants to be perfect to overcome. I don't know what the answer is except more reps or maybe a rest day, but it starts with number 9 because that's what is going to drive this offense this season.
Absolutely. He's going to drive the offense. That's the expectation that we all have, right, is Joe Burrow makes this team go. So if that isn't working right now, if it is the leg, if he isn't 100% confident in that knee, it would be easier if Jamar Chase was getting separation, right? It would be easier if T. Higgins was doing what you were expecting him to do. So why isn't this receiving core getting the separation and having the success against these defensive backs that I think we expected them to have?
Well, let's start with the defensive backs. Give them credit. Chidobe Awuzie has played well throughout camp to this point. Mike Hilton has played well. When Trey Waynes has been out there, he's played well. Eli Apple has flashed all over camp, I feel like. But let's call this what it is right now. Jamar Chase is an explosive, great talent. I'm glad they drafted him. Jamar Chase didn't play football last year. I don't care how much training you do. Are you doing the one-on-one? Are you doing the 7-on-7? Are you doing the team stuff where you're getting physically bumped and you're pushing your body to the limit mentally and physically? The answer is no. It's been 2 years since he did that. So I just think there's a gap that he's got to make up. And for the rest of the guys, you're just trying to get comfortable playing around different parts. Tyler Boyd just wants to get back into the flow. T. Higgins got to get back in the flow. Where does Auden Tate fit into all this? I think there's so many moving parts that you go around to this, and there's just no comfort right now. There's no confidence in this receiving core, and from a receiving core, you wonder how much of that comes from thinking or feeling that maybe number 9 isn't right yet. Where's that swag? Where's that confidence to say, okay, our guy's back, we're good? We haven't really seen that yet through, 6 practices?
I want to ask you about the offensive line. That was such a topic that we talked about all offseason. But I don't want to go there yet. Because you said swag, you said confidence. You know who has swag and confidence? Lou Anarumo's defense has swag and confidence. They've been dominant. You mentioned Awuzie. And it wasn't just them today. I mean, the defensive line as well, not just the secondary. They're oozing with swag.
Sam Hubbard looks like he should have got paid $80 million right now. He dominated today. Trey Hendrickson was in the backfield. He intercepted a Joe Burrow pass, dropping in the flats today. It's hard at camp to really see the interior part of the defensive line, but Joe Burrow's not comfortable. The offensive line's giving up sacks, so they're doing their job. Linebackers are doing their job. You know what Jesse Bates and Von Bell are. But it is. You give credit to where credit's due right now, and the defense has dominated. And I just wonder who on the offense, because we talked about this during practice, who's the guy on offense that says, okay, enough's enough? Like, who's the guy that puts their foot down like an Andrew Whitworth would have done? Like an A.J. Green, because he's a vet, could have done, that has that fire.
Well, he could go make a play.
Right. When he needs to, just give me the ball and make a play. Is that Joe Mixon? Is it Tyler Boyd? Is it Joe Burrow this early in his career? I don't know how that looks. So I think at camp you're still trying to search for that as well.
All right, let's get to the offensive line. Riley Reiff did not practice today, was on the bike, tweaked something, lower extremity, was limping around on Monday, right towards the end of practice. So no Riley Reiff. That means rookie Deontay Smith from ECU straight into the pros had to deal with Hubbard. And it wasn't just him. I mean, this offensive line struggled today.
I know that they're trying to move different pieces around right now, but I think from a confident statement standpoint, Jonah Williams, Billy Price, Michael Jordan, Jackson Carman, Deontay, that's not going to be the starting five. They struggled today, and they struggled in a big way. And I know you have rookies in there, and I know you have young guys in there, but this is a league where you have to be relied on. Jackson Carman was not drafted to be a backup this year. He's drafted to protect Joe Burrow, to protect the franchise. And in my point of view, he struggled throughout camp this far. I think they tried to send a message to him early by putting him with the third string. They've given him an opportunity these last few days, and you haven't seen it yet, what you really want to see. And certainly when the defense has days like today, a guy like Frank Pollock, it's not going to be fun for the next 24 hours to be a member of this offensive line, because Frank Pollock, the old school mentality, is going to get after these guys from a coaching standpoint. I expect the offensive line to be light years better going forward.
If Riley Reif is out, Zach Taylor talks Wednesday, so we don't know. But even if he's out for a week or two, I would imagine the Bengals would want to sign a tackle. Let me ask you, I already know the answer, but should they?
Yes. Okay, tackle, guard, center, whatever you want to do, go find more depth. We know that this is a league where injuries happen. And it could be a freak injury like we saw with Riley Reif after an interception where someone falls in front of him. But this is a league where you have to have depth. And right now we're seeing on days like today that the depth's not there yet. And I don't care who's coaching the O-line, how great Frank Pollock is, and everyone raves about Frank Pollock from Joe Mixon down to every lineman. You have to have depth, and you have to have guys that can fill in, whether it's for a game, a practice, 5 games, the rest of the season, because you're protecting the franchise. You're protecting Joe Burrow. And you chose not to take Penei Sewell, which I agreed with. But in doing so, you still just can't ignore that you're going to protect him. Yes, Zach Taylor can scheme stuff around that. You've got to get depth on the O-line. I would be very, very interested to see if this team tries to make an addition, seeing what we've seen throughout this portion of camp.
Certainly something that we will monitor at Cincinnati Bengals Talk and allbengals.com. By the way, make sure you catch Tony every weekday, noon to 2 on ESPN 1530 in the iHeartRadio app. Man, this was a throwback.
Love it.
One of our post-training camp practice
videos.
videos.
Stand up for this one.
Yeah,
not sitting
I know.
Down.
Man, he's so tall.
James he's not standing on anything.
No, I'm not. This is just me, all 5'9" of me.
Yeah.
For Tony Pike, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching.